Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I'm here to share with you our weekly Teach Me Tuesday. I have some fun projects for you today. We're going to make two projects with the Arctic Bears stamp set from the July to January mini catalog. I always call it the holiday catalog. So I recognize that I think our names now go by the months, partly because we're a global company. We have demonstrators and therefore customers. Hey, Barb and Laura, I'm glad you're here. We have a market, I should say, in Australia, New Zealand. We have markets in Europe. We have markets in North America encompassing both Canada and the US. So because holidays are different in different times, or different continents, we don't technically call it the holiday catalog anymore, but I still call it that. So, hey, Jackie, I'm glad you're here. So it is Teach Me Tuesday, and that means we're going to be learning how to use some things. Hey, Gail. So I have a lot to cover with you today. We're going to make one card with just the Arctic Bear stamps, and then we're going to use the bundle, which means we're going to use the stamps and the dies. So let me bring the camera down and we'll get busy. I am so glad to have you here with me today. I'm hoping that we have a better connection with Facebook. Last time it kind of bumped me off right in the middle of everything. So, and I think our lighting isn't too glary, too bad. Let me grab, I just realized I need some more white cardstock. You know, white cardstock is one of those things that you just always need more of. I tend to buy, a couple of packs at a time. And I do have to put a plug in for our basic white cardstock because it really does, it holds ink really, really well. And you don't want to use all of these beautiful products and make gorgeous projects and then ruin it with cheap white cardstock. Hey, Diana, I'm glad you're here as well. So let's talk first of all about what we're going to be using, and that is the Arctic Bears. This is on page 39 of our mini catalog. And hey, Kay, welcome. As you can see, you can do a lot of cool technique things with this particular bundle. Really lends itself to that. I'm actually going to be using the blending brushes today on our first project, but we're going to go a little bit more monochromatic. Hi, Teresia. Tell me if I'm not saying your name correctly, but I love. It looks like maybe Teresa with a little bit of a French or Spanish flair. So this is the stamps that I'm using. You can see that if you get just the stamp set, I believe I have it marked. Yeah, it's $23. If you want to add the dies, you can do the bundle, and it's only $47.50. I say it's only $47.50 because I think it's actually a really good buy, because the dies are pretty interesting. They not only cut out the bears, yikes. So you've got, little dies for your bears and stuff. Oh, where's my big bear die? Oh, that could be, oh, there he is. I was going to say I'm going to use him. But you also have a snowdrift. Of course, you could use that for hills and things as well. You have this cool water, like a pool of water down here. You have this other kind of like an iceberg. And then you have this that gives you like, stalactites hanging down. Or I guess this wouldn't be stalactites. This would be like snow icicles hanging down. And then you even have a little sun, or you could make it into a moon. So these are all stuck in. I won't bore you with how challenging it is to pull those out, but because I haven't mounted them yet, I typically will mount them into a little, a little magnetic sheet. So let's get cracking. I wanted you to just kind of see what we're working with today before we move forward with projects. And like I said, this first project I'm going to make is using just the stamps. And what I'm going to do is grab a piece of grid paper. And we are going to do a little stenciling with some balmy blue ink and our, what are these called? Blending brushes. You get 3 of these in a package and they're $12. These are not like, I originally thought they were like a mini sponge. These are actually really, really fine bristles, like super fine, like they feel like velvet. And this is a really nice handle on it. It's also a little bit flexible, makes it really easy to work with. I will also tell you, although you could get one for every color that you have, they rinse really easily. So I've been just using mine and rinsing them underwater. They will stain a little bit sometimes. This one has already been used and washed, but honestly, they just keep going. So just a tip there that you don't need as many of them as you think. I would start with a package of 3 and then see if you feel like you need more. Now, I'm also going to be using these wonderful snowflakes. These are phenomenal. They just have, there's so much you can do here, and they're only $6 a package. Now, you do get 4 sheets in here, so a total of 24 snowflakes. But look at how you have a negative image as well as a positive image. And on top of that, hey, Shirley, I'm glad you're here. It is this really, really holographic kind of a material. And so you can use all these extra, you can make die cuts and punches with that. You can also use the other side and add color. Now the color, I've tried adding color to this side. Doesn't work overly well. You'll see it here. And that's because of this really, really holographic finish on here. It really just doesn't want to, grab a hold of the ink. So what I'm going to do is, if you happen to have an old snail adhesive or something that is pretty much temporary, I just want a tiny bit. You can also put a glue dot here and then just kind of put your fingers, if you press it, just the oils from your fingers will make it a little bit more temporary, which is what we're wanting. Hey, Melissa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my snowflake here. I'm going to use it like a stencil. So here is, hey, Kathy, boy, we've got a good group today. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink with this. And I always like to start over here and whoops, now you see that's what you don't want to have happen. I guess that was a little bit too temporary. Let me get a glue dot. Let me grab one. Let's see. I thought I was going to be clever, and I've actually done this before. Okay, so let's try a mini glue dot and see how that is going to work. I need it to be just stay put while I am blending. And again, I like to start over on the edge because I don't really want that kind of harsh line that you can sometimes get if you start with your brush like right on the paper. So just tap it over there and then bring it over here, and I'm going to go all the way to the edge of my snowflakes so that I'm creating a little background. It's almost like your own little piece of designer series paper. And I'm getting a little bit sloppy here because I'm trying to hurry, but you know, it's okay. Oh, you see that I got a big blob of ink there. But you know what? I think it's going to be okay because I'm going to have this snowy background. And I will say, if you were going to do a lot of these, you just want to practice a little bit. Now watch what happens when I lift my snowflake. I don't want to rip the cardstock, preferably not. Look at there. It left my glue dot. Not a bad thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that glue dot because I want to use it again. And actually, I need my little spatula end. And then I am going to make about probably about two more of these little snowflake guys. I'm going to use my little stencil twice more. Now, if you'd already used all of your snowflakes in your sheet, you could just lift up the whole sheet and use it instead of relifting and repositioning. But I do like the kind of random look that you get when you lift and reposition your die. Well, it's not really a die. But I will say, if you don't have snowflake dies, this is really the way to go because it's really inexpensive. Like I said, they're $6 and you get 24 of these snowflakes. And you can really use them again and again. The nice thing too about adding your own ink like this is you can make it as dark or light as you would like. So if you just want a hint of blue, or if you want pink or purple, you know, when you look at snowflakes, there's so many pretty colors because they're of the kind of prism effect. So, and the way that they glisten in the sun. So here, I think I'm just going to purposely do a little bit of ink. I keep blotching it. Okay, let's see. Let me do a little bit more over here. And then I'm going to lift it one more time, and we are going to, see if I can grab the glue dot this time. Haha. And now we are going to come over here and do one a little bit off. So, hey Cheryl, I'm glad you're here with us today. We're making a little background, a little snowflake background, and we're using Balmy Blue ink, and we're using these really, I think they're called Wonderful Snowflakes, and we're using them like a little stencil. And this is going to be a stamp, ink, and paper card, although we're going to use a little bit of some circle dies. And you see I'm just coming back in here so I don't have too much kind of bold white there. Okay, let's pull this, get a little bit more there. And now I have made a lovely background. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I am going to flip my paper this away because I know that's going to mess with my eye. Your eye may not get distracted quite as easily as mine, but I can tell you that my ADD brain goes, woo! There's something to look at. Hey, Sarah, I'm glad you're here with us today. Now, I have two options here. I can either back this onto Balmy Blue, tone on tone, or I can back it onto the Smoky Slate. So let's think about those two options. I do like them both. I am leaning definitely towards one over the other, but let's just kind of see if anybody has a vote. And while you're doing that, I've run a couple of these on circle dies. So let me just show you because I'm going to add this with my polar bears, a little bit of Pacific Point to bring a little bit of a pop of color. So there's the Smoky Slate. So let me go ahead and I'm going to stamp my smaller polar bear, and I'm going to stamp the little, have him going towards the water. So coming off, you know, standing on the edge of the iceberg or whatever it is. Oh, I didn't bring a black stamp pad. And he is going to be heading into the water. Now this is a red rubber stamp set, cling rubber. And so because I can't exactly position this without a stamp apparatus, I'm just going to kind of guess. But I think it'll be all right. Because I want my bear kind of going right on top of that, heading towards the water where he can do a little hunting. I think it looks pretty good there. What do you guys think? So this is going to go here. Yeah, I like it. I like it. The Smoky Slate is interesting. Sarah likes the Smoky Slate, and Melissa is a fan. Melissa and Jackie like the blue. Okay, 3 for the blue, 4 for the blue, 3 for the Smoky Slate. Okay, 4 for blue, 3 for Smoky Slate. I think we'll go with the blue because we're going to do Smoky Slate on our second card anyway. We're going to employ the dies. So again, I'm using just the stamps. I'm not using the dies on this one. But look how pretty. And I haven't even done really much of anything else. But I think this has, the stamp set has some really nice greetings. They're quite interesting. We do have a thank you and a thinking of you. Look at that you and me if you put the mama bear and the baby bear together. Aren't they cute? I really like this. My heart is with you every step of the way. And I think that's what I'm going to add to this card here. And I'm going to make sure I've top fold here. So let's go ahead and put this down, and we'll just grab this. Whoopsie. Got a little blob there. So let's go ahead and put our little stenciled snowflakes down. And let's go ahead and put our little polar bear down. I will say, oh, some Wink of Stella on the iceberg. That would be lovely, Sarah. That'd be a lovely, lovely little touch. I will say, one of the things I like about this is they're realistic polar bears. I think that you could do some great guy cards with this. You could also do, you know, for really a lot of different occasions. And I think that because it's just wintry, you know, you've got quite a few months you could use as far as if you're trying to tie into winter. But honestly, you know, there's people who are just huge fans of polar bears. And in reality, you know, where polar bears live, it's pretty much winter all the time. They don't have like a lot of times they don't have the summertime like we have, at least not in Texas, or everything would melt. So let's go ahead and put him right about here. And then I'm going to take one of these blue gems, and I'm going to take one of these big ones and fill in. Let's fill in the center of this snowflake here. And maybe we'll do one down here as well. And then, I mean, honestly, we could just put the greeting on the inside. I think you've got, you know, you've really got a lot to love right there. Super simple, actually. I had my Wink of Stella. Let's see if it's still in my toolkit where it's supposed to be. No, of course it's not. Let's see. Wink of Stella. I can find you easily. So yeah, let's give some white sparkle all underneath. Oh, there's a little piece of little thin paper shred there. So I don't know if you can see it here, but I've given him, great idea, Sarah, some sparkle right under here. So I think, honestly, I'm not going to put a greeting on the front. It doesn't always have to have a greeting on the front, but I am going to put one inside because the one that I wanted to put inside, which I think is really lovely, is my heart is with you every step of the way. And honestly, this kind of makes me think about somebody who is like stepping into a new opportunity. I know I've got one of my kiddos is getting ready to move, and you know, this would be a great card and a great greeting to go with somebody who is setting out on a new life's adventure, somebody who's graduating, somebody who's heading into a new job or a new city or something like that. So there we go. Super simple. So there's card number one. Now I want to do another card with you where we're going to be bringing in the dies, because I wanted to, this is Teach Me Tuesday. I wanted to teach you kind of how to use this, some different ways that you can use this stamp set as well as the dies. So let me move this out of the way and this out of the way, card number one. Now I'm going to bring in some Designer Series paper, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. I'm going to use, of course, Peaceful Place. Hey, thank you, Kay. I'm glad you like my card. Peaceful Place, I think, is a natural to go with a polar bear. I mean, you've got all these snow seams, and I'm thinking this is perfect. So what I've done is I have pulled my smoky slate here, and I've got a piece of the designer series paper. I have already trimmed this to 5 1/4 by 4, and we are going to do something a little bit fun with this. But before we do that, I want to stamp my big polar bear. So I am going to stamp him and cut him out. So let's find where I put my stamps. They're all mounted and ready to go. And I have, move them over here. And I think this time I'm going to make a thank you card because I need one. And we are going to, I had to use my E-block. This polar bear, Mama bear, Papa bear, whichever one he is, just adult polar bear. He's pretty big and he does not fit on a D block. So I am putting him on an E block. If you don't have this large of a block, but you do have a Stamparatus, that would be another way to mount that stamp. Now what I'm going to do is something that I should be doing a lot more often, and that is I'm going to clean my stamp. I'm actually going to clean my other bear as well, so I can get ready to put those away when I'm done with you, instead of leaving my space a mess and moving on to my next fun thing. The stamping with you is definitely a fun part of my day. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring out my mini cut and emboss. My mini boss. Little boss, and I'm going to cut 2 things with the dies. So let's go ahead and take I'm going to make a snowdrift, so I know I want that, and I also want to cut out my big bear. So let's pull this, and my plates are somewhere here. I got too many things going. Let's see. Right in front of me, of course. So I've got my plates here, and I'm gonna have to cut this little guy down. Let's get a pair of scissors, because I just thought, one of the reasons I got the little boss is so that when I didn't have room on my area where I'm working to have my big boss out, or it was going to be a little bit unwieldy, I could just have this little boss sitting on my desk, and it really is a nifty piece. So I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to cut him out like so. And let's see. I probably should get some, let me get a Post-it note just to be on the safe side. I have some little tiny Post-its, and I'm just going to line him up. I don't want it to shift when I put the plate on, and sometimes it wants to. So let's just do like that, and then put the plate on, and let's cut out our little, well, not our little polar bear. This is our adult polar bear. This is our mama bear, or our daddy bear, whichever the case may be. So let's run him through, and then I think I'm going to be okay with the little boss. Just going to go through. The best laid plans. I'm going to have to get my big boss over here. Thankfully, it's also over here. I didn't think that one very well through. So I want to create a snowdrift from my piece of designer series paper. So I'm going to put my little boss over here, back where it belongs, and grab my big boss, which is right behind here. We were cutting and prepping for my stamping team meeting, which is next week. And I've got to get my packets in the mail for the make and takes. So I had this just like about 2 feet away. So I need this broader platform because let's see. I need another little something here, I think. Let's see, do I have this? There we go. I need this. Okay. We were doing embossing on here, but I need my little plate here. Okay, now I'm taking my piece of designer series paper and I want to make a little snowdrift here. So I'm going to take this piece like so and just cut a little snowdrift there. And let's see what we can do with this. I think it's going to be cool. I'm hoping. You know, I do this, personally, I like to, some people call it stamping on the fly, design on the fly. It's just the way my brain works. So I actually do better when I'm a little bit more stream of consciousness and not planning ahead. When I plan ahead, I can't remember what I planned. True confessions. Okay, so that is Big Boss. We will put that over here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. If I can make this come to life the way it is in my mind. Okay, let's bring this here. And let's bring this here like so. And this again is the beautiful, beautiful, Peaceful Place, I believe is the name of the designer series paper. I'm looking for my glue. It's right in front of me. I know it was on low inventory, might even be on back order. I cannot remember which, but it's been enormously popular. If you don't already have some, you want to get some. Even if it's on back order, you want to order it because it just means that when it comes in, you'll already have some reserved and they'll send it to you as soon as it comes in. I will check on that when I finish here so that I can advise you. Now what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to pop this up and put my little bear behind here because I want him to be kind of coming out of the snow. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my thank you because I told you I needed a thank you. And I'm going to put thank you right at the bottom. Now I need to make sure that my stamp is mounted straight. Ooh, look at there. Definitely going downhill. So let's see. Hopefully I'm going to get it right. Let's see. Pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, watch, this is going to be fun. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So it's not, you know, I don't want there to be like a space between. I just want it up a little bit so I can tuck my polar bear in there. Where are my dimensionals? Here we go. And then I'm going to need help because I want to put a little bit of embellishment on here. I think that these guys, these are those silver epoxy. I do also have these opal, and I could also go back with these blue gems for a shot of color. So you ordered some glue this afternoon. Very good. Let's see. So we've already got a vote. Melissa is one of my design buddies here, and she's already voting on the silver. I know they do kind of really pop on there, don't they? And it keeps it totally monochromatic because we've got the silver, the smoky slate, and then we've got the silver here and our black bear here. So let me, oh, I keep yakking. Okay, focus, Candy. I'm going to put my dimensionals like so because I want the sides. I don't want there to be any, I don't want them coming out. And I'm actually going to put 2 across the bottom as well. I'm going to leave that there because I want to tuck my, in my my little polar bear to make him look like he's kind of coming towards us. I'm trying to give him a little bit of a 3D look. I've already cut him out with the dies, which definitely beats fussy cutting. I would not want to have to fussy cut him. So now I'm going to take my designer series paper and I'm just going to line it up where it already would have been. And now I'm going to take my polar bear and look at that. Isn't that flash? I thought that would be really fun. So he's coming towards you. So, and I'm just going to put him down. I'm going to just put him down with, I could probably put a mini dimension. Yeah, let me put one right under here. Now that I know where I'm going to put him, I'm going to put one right under there so that his paw is kind of coming towards us. So we have an interactive. And I just think, you know, this card right here, what a great card after Christmas to send somebody. I could send this to, I mean, like one of my sons would love this. A college student would love this. I think my granddaughter, who is a preteen, and being a firstborn, you know, she already thinks she's a grown adult. But she's a real wildlife fan. She would love this. So look at there. So I will just, I will put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of him. And then a few of these silver gems, and we are done. We are done. And I just think he has a lot of really, really special effects and very little effort. So let's put him right there, 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 boom, voila. Okay, let's bring this away. Let me bring my first card back in. So one card without the dies, one card with the dies. And let's just see if we can put a few of these silver gems on here to give it a little bit more oomph. And here's my host code. I can't see it from there. Let me bring it over here. So this is my new host code for October. So if you're needing to place an order, I think that the Arctic Bears is something that you may have not considered. We've been focused a lot on Christmas cards and, oh, I think I'm out of camera. I think I need to go this way. We've been focused a lot on Halloween cards, and we've been focused on Christmas cards and fall cards. And although we are still in, oh, did I say October? Thank you, Melissa. Although we are still in, we just starting November. We're still in fall very much. But winter is on the horizon. And so I thought this would be a fun projects for us to delve into today. And I think I'm honestly going to, you know, we have these little kind of raindrops. We have these kind of diamonds, and we have the circles. I might just kind of go kind of off grid and use these diamonds. They're kind of cool looking because we have these little mini snowflakes on here. And then if we just give it a little bit of these diamonds, I think that I'm going to like the look. I think I'm going to like the effect. And I think that might be enough. What do you think? Have I got enough there? What do we think? So, card with the stamps only. And I don't know if you can see it, but I've got Wink of Stella all here. So he's in the glistening snow. And then this polar bear is coming out of, and you know, really when you lay it down, because it provides a little bit of a shadow, even though it's white on white, it does kind of give a little, it really kind of outlines the hill, the snowdrift. So I'm really happy with the way these came out. Hadn't made them before I got on camera with you guys. Just had some kind of ideas. So I have my dies cut here. I had done a little bit of play with this snow stencil, as it were, before, but not quite like, not for a project like this. Let me just show you one more time the stencils in case you want to add these to your order. These are, I say stencils, these are called the Wonderful Snowflakes. They're actually meant to be used as snowflakes. but I like to use them as a stencil as well. And cool cards, I like that, Kay. No pun intended, huh? You got my memo here. My Arctic Bears are cool cards today. So super fun projects, and I do like the way he pairs with this Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. And Susan, I'm glad you're here, even if you are late. So you can see we made one card with just the stamps from the Arctic Bears, and another one that uses the dies to make a snowdrift and to cut out our bear and give him a real 3D look. And super, super fun products. The bundle is just $47.50. The wonderful snowflakes, you do get 24 snowflakes, and it's item number 156340. And there's just a lot you can do with these. So that is it for Teach Me Tuesday. Teaching you how to use the Arctic Bears bundle, as well as the snowflake, the wonderful snowflakes, and using them as a stencil instead of just as, because I want to use the snowflakes. I can turn that snowflake over and use it for a project still, even after I've used the stencil, which is pretty cool. I like to have my products, my supplies that go a long way and let me do a lot of things with them. So I hope you like my cool projects today. I have to thank, I think it was Kay that called them cool cards. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Don't forget, I've got a host code, and if you're not already a newsletter subscriber, email news, make sure you join that so that you get notice of all of my events, my videos, and all the Stampin' Up! News as well. We have a big sale that starts on Thursday, so get your wish list ready. The items, we don't know what's going to be on sale yet, but get your wish list ready, and there will be some fun things on there, I'm sure, and some great deals. Personally, I love a bargain. So that is it. I'm going to love you and leave you. Make sure you come back Thursday. The big sale will be going on, and it is the seasonal sale. So that gives me a little clue. Maybe it's going to be, well, it's in November. So I think it's going to be kind of like Black Friday coming early is what I'm thinking. And the seasonal sale starts on Thursday. I will be here on Thursday at 2 o'clock. And we will be doing some simple stamping, and then we're going to step it up as well. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to share my video. It really helps me. And if you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Take care, and God bless.